Now, in your new role, you've said the SNP group at Westminster would be happy to bring down the Tory government at any time. Are you really?
Well, what I've said is that we have a job to do to represent the people of Scotland. So Brexit is, of course, a clear priority. The second thing is, of course, that there is no authority for austerity. One of the things that we're hearing is there's like to be a deal for Northern Ireland, and one of the things we need to make sure is that if there is investment in Northern Ireland, which of course I would welcome, that the Barnett consequentials kick in as well, that Scotland's interest is properly defended. And I'll be saying to all the Tory MPs that have been elected, stand with us to make sure that we stand up for Scotland. That's the immediate priority. It's about making sure that we can improve lives and living standards through the course of this Parliament.
But happy to bring down the Tory government?
Administration creates that opportunity.
Happy to bring down the Tory...
If we're in a situation that the Tory government is... If the Tories are acting against the interests of the people of Scotland, then of course we will reflect on that at that time. But let's make sure that we can, firstly, stand up for Scotland and Brexit. Let's make sure that we can be an effective opposition to the government, that we can challenge the austerity agenda. And if we can do these things, I think we'll have something that the people of Scotland can celebrate with us.
Can you explain why the SNP didn't vote to bring down the last Tory government?
Well, we had a ridiculous situation where there was no need for an election at that stage. We pointed that out. It really was about the Conservatives looking after their own interests rather than anything else, and that spectacularly backfired. But we were not going to go against the Fixed Term Parliament Act, which was just a daft mechanism that the Tories put in place. We were delighted that we faced an election, and I may say so. Even though we've lost seats, I'm delighted that we are still the largest party in Scotland with a very clear mandate.
I'm sure you are delighted. But
the Conservatives in Westminster would love to be in the position that we are, where we have a majority of seats in Scotland.
I'm sure they would, but the point is that when even the Tories voted to bring down the Tory government, the SNP didn't. You abstained.
Well, the Tories brought forward that mechanism for their own interests. If there had been a motion of no confidence, that would have been a different matter. This was simply, well, many Labour MPs and others didn't. At the end of the day, this was about the Tories trying to seek a narrow party advantage for themselves, which at the end of the day didn't work. It was a foolish thing to do, and we weren't going to engage in the games that they were playing in Westminster.